This is a tutorial about how to develop a Webquest. The most important characteristic of a Webquest is that the activities the students need to provide are supposed to be inquiry-oriented and perhaps examples of real-world activities. The students are supposed to find some information on the links that you provide for them. There are thousands of examples of Webquests on the internet. Let's take a look at some. This Webquest is about slavery. This one is about clouds. This one is about car design and manufacturing. This is about the Mexican-American War. This is about wolves. This one is about plants. This one is about comparing the rainforest to the desert in Antarctica. And this one is about music appreciation. As you may have noticed, the components of a Webquest are introduction, task, process, evaluation, conclusion, and teacher's page. Basically, what you need to do is to create one page for each section. So you are going to create 6 different web pages and link them together. For the introduction page, this is where you're going to motivate your students to complete the task that you will require them to do. So it's a very good idea to include pictures and to relate to your target audience. Always take into consideration the reading level of the students that are going to be performing the Webquest. Usually, including pictures and explaining the importance of learning the subject is enough, but you can also be creative. Just remember to discuss your ideas with your TA before you start developing your Webquest. The introduction is where you're going to prepare the students for the task and motivate your students to take responsibility in completing the task. In the task, you're going to explain what the student is going to do in a very general way. You don't have to include all the details here. It's a good idea to keep the same background and the same links on each page so your students can navigate easily between the pages. The task should be doable either individually or in groups. Consider including a task that will promote your students' critical thinking. In the process page is where you are going to walk your students step by step to complete the task. Here, you're going to provide to your students all the links, all the handouts, and all the information that they need to complete all the activities. Don't send your students to a different page to find the links. That is not a good idea. Also, you can provide different roles to your students. In this Webquest, the students can take the role of slave, slave owner, or conductor. And there is information here for each role. If you're providing links to students, then remember to include at least 3 to 4 links for each role. Otherwise, include at least 5 links. The evaluation section should include a very detailed rubric with all the aspects that are going to be evaluated. If you don't know how to do a rubric, then it's a good idea to go to rubystarforteachers.org. In here, you can create your own rubric, or you can also find an existing one and adapt it to your own project. It's very important also that in your conclusions page, you provide some feedback to your students or reinforcement. Meaningful feedback can clarify any misunderstanding that could have occurred. You can also add here any suggestions for the students. Finally, your teachers page should include objectives, learners, your standards, and you can also include some more resources in case the students want to find more information. I hope you had a great time. Good luck with your Webquest.